Hey, what's up? I'm Sæunn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be doing a really lovely, juicy, full body stretch out. It's going to be wonderful. It would be good to do anytime, but if you've gone for a run or a walk, or if you've done one of my slightly stronger classes first, like the power yoga or yoga workout style video, this would be a really, really nice way to top things off. So let's stretch out our beautiful bodies, shall we? So we're going to start out in a child's pose today, and I encourage you to have it quite like a wide-kneed one. So bring the knees a fair bit apart so you can kind of drop the chest a little bit down, and then softly walking the hands forward, allowing the chest to melt down, allowing the heart to melt down. And then maybe you rest the forehead on the mat. Or maybe you kind of bring the forearms in, making a little pillow for the head. And starting to really soften here. Starting to gently release through the hips. Releasing through the shoulders. Starting to softly tune into the body, tuning into the breath. Finding a soft, steady rhythm here. And with each exhale, perhaps you find just a little bit more softness. Allowing yourself to let go. Keeping that breath steady. One more full round. And then softly reaching the arms out if they weren't already. Starting to elongate through the sides of the body. Maybe kind of wiggling the hips back a little bit. Reaching down through the hands, slowly rising up onto the hands and knees, gently bringing the knees underneath the hips. And then let's walk the hands a couple of steps further in front, keeping the hips over the knees, softly melting the chest down towards the mat, coming into a puppy posture here. And keeping the hands grounded, but letting the heart melt down. Maybe allow the forehead or perhaps even the chin to rest down on the mat. Breathing steady here. Letting the body soften. Melting just that little bit further with each exhale. One more full round of breath. And then gently lifting the chest up just slightly. And then let's thread the right arm underneath the left, gently bring that right shoulder down onto the mat. You can keep that left arm reaching forward, or you can softly take it up into the air and then sort of wrapping it around towards the right hip, maybe even kind of wiggling the fingers to grab a hold of the right thigh. Breathing steady here. Really breathing into that upper back, creating space, creating softness. So you can almost think of it as with each inhale, you expand into the body, creating that space. And as you exhale, you bring that softness, that release. One more full round of breath. And then gently bringing it back into the center. Taking that right arm forward and then threading the left arm underneath. Gently bring the shoulder down. And then if you did so on the other side, softly bring that right arm, reaching it around, perhaps kind of wiggling to grab a hold of the left thigh. Breathing. Creating that space. Creating that softness. One more full round of breath. And then gently bringing it back into the center, reaching both arms forward. And then let's melt the heart back down once more into that poppy posture. Breathing, opening across the chest. One more full round of breath. And then keeping the forearms down on the mat, let's softly kind of slide the chest forward, lowering down onto the tummy. Softly pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, and up to you whether you have the elbows quite close or if you kind of take them a little bit further away. And then let's softly draw the elbows in towards the body, encouraging the heart forward. So finding like a little bit of a squeeze between the shoulder blades. And we really want to find this opening across the chest. Breathing steady. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly releasing down. Gently bring the hips back over the heels. This time with the knees narrow, coming into a child's pose. Allowing the back to really round here. Allowing the shoulders to melt down. Softening into the posture. One more full round of breath. And softly reaching the arms forward again. Let's slowly rise it all the way up into a downward facing dog. Reaching the hips up high, lengthening through the upper body. Maybe you want to have a little wiggle, a little move about if that feels right for you today. And then on your next inhale, sending the right leg up into the air, really reaching it up high. Exhaling to point the toe, bend the knees down to stack that right hip on top of the left, but try to keep the shoulders level. Deep inhale. Exhale, drawing the knee all the way in towards the chest. Gently bring that foot in between the hands, lowering the back knee. Inhale, lifting the chest, reaching up through the fingertips. Exhale, option to take the heart a little bit higher. Maybe keeping the arms reaching. Maybe bringing the palms together in at heart. Holding. Have a little bit of a squeeze in between the thighs. Deep inhale. Exhale, bring the fingertips down onto the mat. Let's shift the hips back, flexing into that front foot, coming into a half split, a half Hanumasana. Breathing here, keeping the chest nice and lifted. So maybe you walk the fingertips in a little bit further if you're finding that you're rounding quite a lot through the spine. Maybe lift up just a little bit higher. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, shifting the weight forward again. Grounding down through that left hand. Reaching the right arm up high. Stacking the shoulders. And then either staying here or drawing that back heel in towards the bum, grabbing a hold of that foot. Encouraging that left hip a little bit forward. Gently drawing the heel in. Opening across the front of the hip, across the quad. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly letting go of the foot. Bring the hand on the inside of the foot and just kind of heel toe the foot out just a little bit further. And then gently either staying up on the hands or you can bring it down onto the forearms. Feel free to take the toes out a little bit at like a 30 or a 45 degree angle if that feels better. Encouraging the chest a little bit forward, the shoulders a little bit back, so we find this space through the upper body as well as the hips. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, rising back up onto the hands. Exhale, tucking that back toe, stepping it up into a downward facing dog. Inhale, reaching the left leg up into the air. Exhale, pointing the toe, bending the knee, starting to stack that left hip on top of the right. Deep inhale. Exhale, drawing the knee all the way in towards the chest softly. Bring that foot in between the hands, lowering that back knee down. Inhale, lifting the chest, reaching up through the fingertips. Exhale, option to take the heart up a little bit higher. Maybe bring the hands in at heart. Holding. Deep inhale. Exhale, fingertips down onto the mat, shifting the hips back, flexing into that front foot. Chest nice and lifted, leg engaged. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, shifting the weight forward. Grounding through that right hand, reaching the left arm up high. Exhale, option to reach for that back foot. And you might heel to the foot out a little bit straight away here if that feels better. We want the knee to be mostly over the ankle. Drawing that back heel in. And make sure that you're not like dropping into that bottom shoulder. Keep this opening, this space throughout the entire body. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale softly. Bring the hand in on the inside of the foot. Maybe lowering down onto the forearms. Coming into that lizard posture. Drawing the heart forward. Holding it here. And I want you to really root down through that front foot. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, lifting back up onto the hands, grounding them down. Exhale, stepping it back into a downward facing dog. Lengthening through the upper body. Deep inhale. Exhale, quite a deep bend through the knees here. Starting to walk the hands back towards the feet. And you might want to take the feet out a little bit wider than hip width apart here. And then slowly rolling it up through the spine. One vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up into standing. Interlacing the fingers behind the back. Inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the heart. Exhale, bending down through the knees, folding it forward, reaching the arms up and overhead, letting the neck release here, but keeping the feet firmly grounded, softening. Creating that space on the inhale. Finding that softness on the exhale. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, lifting it up about halfway. Exhale, gently releasing the arms, folding it forward. Softly shaking it out. And gently walking the hands forward, coming all the way into a downward facing dog. Inhale, reaching the right leg up into the air. Exhale, drawing the knee in towards the chest and softly bringing it down by the right hand. Maybe you wiggle that ankle a little bit forward, setting up for a pigeon posture here, extending out through that left leg. Inhale, lengthening up through the upper body. Exhale, gently softening down onto the forearms. Or if you've got the space, maybe you want to lower the chest down, bring the forehead onto the mat or onto the hands. Trying to keep a bit of levelness in the hips here. Yeah, allowing the body to soften. Keeping the breath steady. On the inhale, creating that space in the body. On the exhale, softening, letting go. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, softly lifting back up onto the hands. Exhale, shifting the weight into the right hip. We're going to take that left leg and spin it forward. Bringing the shins kind of parallel with the short edge of the mat. The ankles stacking above the knee and then vice versa. So the shins are pretty much parallel, and it might not look like this. Maybe you're all the way up here, and that's absolutely fine. If you're finding that you're struggling, rounding a little bit through the back, bring the hands behind the body, lifting the chest. But if you've got a little bit more space, maybe you want to reach the fingers a little bit forward. Whatever you choose to do, keeping the spine nice and long. Maybe you've even got space to walk, folding a little bit over the legs. But again, just take it as far as feels right for you today. And I quite like to keep the legs actively flexed, but that might not feel right for you. So experiment. But keep the breath steady. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, softly bringing it back up. On the exhale, we're going to bring the right heel closer towards the bum, stepping the left foot over. Wrapping the right arm around the knee, reaching the left arm just behind the body. Inhale, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Exhale, twisting. Space across the chest here. Space up through the spine. Deep inhale. Long exhale. One more deep inhale. Exhale, gently releasing the twist. We're going to take like a decompressing twist to the other side. And then reaching the arms back, we're going to spin up into a downward facing dog, facing the back of the mat. Inhale, reaching the left leg up high. Exhale, drawing the knee in towards the chest, gently bringing it down by the left wrist. Sending that right leg back. Inhale, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Exhale, lowering down onto the forearms, or maybe farther if that feels right for you. Again, having that slight levelness, that integrity through the hips. but letting the body soften down here. Keeping the breath steady. Staying present. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, softly lifting up onto the fingertips. Exhale, shifting the weight into the left hip, spinning that right foot over. We're gonna bring the ankle on top of the thigh. Again, looking for that parallel of the shins. Maybe the feet are flexed. Maybe you've got the hands behind the body. Maybe you walk it a little bit forward. But whatever you do, staying with the breath. This is quite a strong one. So just take it as far as feels right for you. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, softly walking it back up. On the exhale, bring that left heel in a little bit closer, grounding the right foot, reaching the right arm behind the body, wrapping the left arm around the knee. Inhale, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Exhale, twisting, taking the gaze over the back shoulder, rooting down through the seat. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, gently releasing the twist, taking that decompression to the other side. And then let's softly spin it up into a downward facing dog. Maybe you want to have a little wiggle. And then let's softly walk the feet forwards towards the hands. Bringing them out quite wide. Bringing the heels in and the toes out. Taking a deep inhale, lengthening through the upper body. Exhale, bending the knees, dropping the hips, coming into a squat. Maybe you keep the fingers on the mat. Maybe you bring the hands in at heart. Pressing the palms together, lifting the chest, breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, reaching the arms up high. Exhale, bring them behind the body, softly lowering the hips down. Are going to take the legs out wide. And depending on your space here, you might want to spin it around to like the long edge of the mat. In fact, I'm going to do that. So taking the legs out quite wide. Reaching the left arm out to the side. Inhale, reaching the right arm up high. Exhale, bringing it up and over. So really lengthening through the right side of the body here. And let's keep the feet active. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly spinning the chest towards the toes. So you kind of draw the heart towards the toes here. Breathing. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly walking the hands into the center of the mat. Maybe melting it down, maybe not. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly walking the hands back up. Taking the right arm out to the side. Inhale, reaching the left arm up high. Exhale, taking it up and over to the side. Lengthening through the left side of the body. Deep inhale. Exhale, twisting the chest around towards the toes. Breathing. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly walking the hands into the center. A breath here. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly walking it back up. And we'll fold it down one more time. Inhale, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Exhale, softly walking it forward. So maybe you're not going very forward at all. And in fact, if you're finding that you're rounding quite a lot through the back, maybe you want to bring the hands just behind the body, focusing on elongating up here and rooting down through the seat. Or if you've got the space, maybe you walk it a little bit forward. Keeping the legs active. Deep inhale. Exhale, maybe melting it down a little bit further. One more breath here. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Softly walking it back up. Bring the hands just behind the body and let's softly shake the legs back together. And then maybe you bend the knees, plant the feet, and you might want to just take the knees from side to side a couple of times, like windshield wipering them, to kind of ease a little bit through the hips I always feel like it's quite a nice release after a deep forward fold there. And then when you're ready, let's softly lower all the way down onto the back, drawing the knees in towards the chest. Releasing the arms out to the sides and either keeping the knees together or you can cross the right ankle over the left knee. We're going to softly bring the knees all the way over to the left, coming into a twist. Letting the shoulders melt down here. Softening the face, releasing the jaw. Breathing. Deep inhale. And a long exhale. Inhaling to softly bring it back into the center. Changing the cross on the legs if you had that. Otherwise, just keeping the knees together. And then exhale, bring the knees all the way over to the right. Finding that softness. Letting go. Breathing. One more full round of breath. And gently bringing the knees back into the center. Uncrossing the legs, maybe wrapping the knees in, maybe hugging them in, maybe circling there. And then let's give the body a big loving squeeze here. Taking a deep inhale. And exhale, softly letting it go. Allowing the legs to extend out long. Allowing the arms to fall softly on either side of the body. Closing the eyes. Settling into stillness. Settling into Shavasana. Softening completely. Fully letting go. And feel free to stay here for as long as feels good. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do like, share, comment, subscribe, all of those things. Thanks so much.